Until now, our agent could operate quite long time in a loop, could call some tools until it produces the final answer. However, we could not ask any follow-up questions because it was missing a kind of memory system. And that's the reason why today we implement a checkpointer in our agent. So the checkpointer can act like the basic memory, and each time you invoke the agent, you will need to pass a thread ID to identify which conversation you are referring to. And this is just an arbitrary string, so you can call it, for example, conversation1, and each time you are passing this conversation1 thread ID to the agent when you invoke it, the agent knows that this is part of the same conversation. That when you want to create a new conversation, you just pass a different thread ID like conversation2, for example. So checkpointer, we will import it from LangGraph. If you remember, the modern LangChain is completely built on LangGraph, and here this is a bit more advanced functionality. So don't forget to install LangGraph if it's not already the case for you. And to change a bit the tools that we are using, I'm also using Tavily, which is a tool that allows us to search the web. So you can go to the website and you can grab for free an API key. So you've got 1000 credits per month, and you can log in with your Google account, for example. So it takes really a few seconds. Then you grab here your API key and you add it to your .env file, as usual, like any API keys that you have for the LLM. If we look at the tool, this time I asked a different LLM to generate it. So I asked Gemini, but we can see that it expects the API key to be named Tavily_API_key. So be sure to respect this naming convention when you add the API key to your .env file. But in a sense, it's really, our agent will be able to pass a query, a string to search the web, and it can also pass a few other parameters like the number of searches to perform. But apart from that, this is a very basic web search tool that works very well, however. So let's just execute this cell. And then this is more or less what we have done so far. We need to create a LLM client that has access to the tools. So you take your first LLM client and you bind the tools. So here there is a single tool in my list. This is this search Tavily tool. Apart from that, still I need, when I create my agent, to pass this LLM client with tools, the list of tools for the automatic tool execution, a system prompt if I wish so, and newly I need to provide a checkpointer so it has some type of memory. So here after checkpointer, I'm just using this class memory saver. I don't need to pass any arguments, and you see that you import it from LangGraph as we discussed. So you use langgraph.checkpoint.memory and you import memory saver, which is an in-memory saver. So it will keep everything in memory as long as your notebook session is still alive. There are some other checkpoints that you can check on the LangGraph website. You can have some options with a database like a SQLite or a Postgres as well. And now let's create a message asking a task. But you see that newly we will need to pass a configuration. And this is within this configuration that there is a thread ID. So this is a bit a broader concept in LangGraph. When you want to pass some context to your agent, you can either use the state or you can also use a configuration. And within this config, there will be this key configurable, and this is within this key that you've got another dictionary that contains your thread ID. And as we said, you can just provide whatever string you want. So here I just wrote research1. And then I can invoke my agent. As usual, I pass the initial state that contains my first message. I will receive an updated state in return. But newly, you need, of course, to pass this configuration so it knows which conversation you are referring to. And I forgot to run the agent. So now we can run it again. So here we can see that we got the new state that just has this messages key, my first question, the first AI message that had no content but some tool calls. then the tool message when the tool was executed, and finally the answer from the LLM to my question. So let's pretty print the messages so it's a bit more clear. So as we said, we can see my question here, and straight after there was this tool call. So it used our tool, search Tavily. The query was the world news summary, June 22nd, 2026, basically what I've asked. It used some advanced search, and it requested 10 results. After that, we can see that the result, so here this is a dictionary which is returned by Tavily, was appended to the conversation, and finally the LLM is able to produce an answer. However, there are a lot of models like here, Mistral Small, that when you are asking to search the web, it does not produce directly a final answer, but you've got a list with different type of content. So you can have the type text here, and there will be a few, but also if we scroll more to the right, if I'm not mistaken, there were the references, so to quote the websites that were used. Here, for example, you can see a type reference. So it will involve a loop to be able to go through the different text chunks and display them. In that case, I would just ignore the references to make it easier. But if you wish so, you can also loop through these different dictionaries and display the references at the end of the response. So as usual, when we want to display some markdown, we are using ipython.display with the markdown class. And here what I've done first, it's a list comprehension. So I'm really going through all the dictionaries of the last message. So within the messages, I take the index -1 to access the last message, I access the content, and within this, I am just going through all the dictionaries and I'm checking, I'm extracting the text only if the type is text. So if we look at the first one, so here the type is text. In that case, I will export the text. And this will be the same for each text chunk. However, if the type would be reference, it will ignore then the text. I will not extract it. And once I've got this list containing all my text chunks, I can loop through this list and I can just display it in Markdown. So let's see what it found for us. So apparently something about US, Iran, Cuba, China, and UK political crisis. Or actually, even more, yeah, that's right, it actually asked for 10 results, so it probably has even a bit more actually. So maybe some articles were a bit more detailed and provided more information. Now we want to test if really we are able to continue a conversation. So I will reinvoke the agent, and this time I'm still passing the configuration with the same thread ID because I want to continue the same conversation. And I'm asking something that implies that it needs to know about the first question that we asked, or it needs to have access actually to the answer it produced to us, because I'm asking to tell me more about the first topic. So what is the first topic in that case? This is US-Iran. So if it understands this question, it means that it has access to the context from the conversation before. And let's have a look at the last message here. Once again, you've got some text and references, but we see that it references US-Iran, so indeed it had access to the conversation. So this was a very basic example, how you can use the checkpointer to add memory to your agent and be able to have some follow-up questions. So I leave you with that, and in the next video, we will add the virtual file system to the agent. Bye for now.